presence.
May y'all be sure and get comfortable because this is going to take so long. We're going to try to beat the record.
The record's like 7 minutes, right?
We're going to try to beat the record.
We're at like 7.
It wasn't me.
Something.
I'm all about beating records. Okay.
That's hers.
All right, I call this meeting of the Planning and Zoning Commission to order at 7 p.m. and announce a quorum is present. We do have Commissioner Barbarin and Chairman Biggs not with us this evening. So we'll move on to the public comments. This is an opportunity for citizens to address the commission. The commission is not permitted to discuss or take action on any presentations made concerning matters that are not listed on the agenda. Presentations are limited to matters over which the board has authority. Speakers have up to 4 minutes or the time determined by the presiding officer. Each speaker must have submitted their request to speak by completing the speaker's form. I can see that nobody is here from the public, so I'm assuming we do not have anybody signed up to speak.
Correct.
Okay, all right. So we'll move on then to regular items. And item 1, case FP 24-001, Triple Crown Estates. Consider recommendation to the Trophy Club Town Council on a request for a final plat for lots 1 through 6 and 7X Block A, Triple Crown Estates, consisting of 2.992 acres of land out of the Mary Medlin Survey, abstract number 832, located south of Trophy Park Drive, east of Nottingham Court, and west of Churchill's Downs Lane, Trophy Club, Texas. Over to you, Mr. Cox.
All right, good evening. We are very familiar with this final plat. Back in October, it went to council as preliminary plat, and so now the applicants brought it today for final. It is currently zoned R15, does meet. All the lots meet and exceed any of the zoning standards for the District R15. Trying. We've got new technology. All right, there's a subject property. The applicant is requesting to develop 6 residential lots, 1 open space lot that has a public right-of-way street and a cul-de-sac that does serve each of these lots. The open space lot is adjacent to Trophy Club Drive, will accommodate the required screening and landscaping along that roadway. An HOA will be created with the filing of the final plat, and the HOA will own and maintain that lot 7X. Subdivider will be required to pay a fee in lieu of dedicated parkland at the time of final plat filing. The town engineer has reviewed and approved all the civil construction documents. Staff has reviewed and recommends approval of the Triple Crown final plat. The applicant and engineer for this development, they weren't able to be here this evening, but they will be at Monday night's council. It's a very fast turnaround because we've just got the one council meeting this month. I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have.
I've noticed that on the final plat, the contour lines and that rock rick-rack have been removed. And given that drainage is a, issue around here, I think that the final plan should show that as well.
All of the civil plans do show
I
all of
know,
that.
I understand,
Yeah.
but I think it should be. Makes it a nice quick reference for people to take a look and get a feel for what's going on that particular lot.
Well, on our final plats, we go through the ordinance and we've got 16 items that is a checklist that's required for the final plat, and those contours are not on there. I understand what you're saying,
Yeah.
but that's not required for us to request that to the, to the applicant
Yeah.
to have that added on there. You can.
Okay, I'm requesting it. Like to. That's it.
Do you have any other discussion?
As fairly uncommon, Matt, for those types of features to be on a plat,
That's correct.
generally speaking, right? Yeah, okay,
Correct.
yeah. Paul makes a good point in that, you know what, you can hop on to Denton County CAD website and download a plat like that. Hard to get civils. So
Yes.
it's convenient to have that type of thing publicly available, but we've got 9 billion plats out here that don't have that data on there, so.
Yeah. And the civils, again, they have gone through our town engineers as well as the MUD as well on their engineering. Because they're a part of this project.
Expand on that. Just for, like, it says, you can get it and easier to get, and then you can see it all.
Now, you can get contours using the GIS system.
You can.
The appraisal district.
Correct.
So you can at least, you can overlay the contours on top of the other stuff. So
That's correct.
And it's probably just important, just for the sake of reference. So I know Matt's already kind of spoken about the requirements that they adhere to. And so this is a planning and zoning body, and then there's engineering as well. So there is kind of the difference between the two, right? And so from the planning perspective, there's probably less of an emphasis on the elevation change. However, I mean, there is a reference in here on, as you were mentioning that, Commissioner Jablonski, I was reading, let's see, note number 4. I mean, it talks about elevations shown herein. So we don't see the contour lines, but there's specific points
That's
that have
correct.
elevations that are associated with it. So we can kind of derive a little bit from that. I think we can kind of thread the needle on that perhaps, in that we see elevations as far as particular points, even though we're not seeing the contour lines. And so between the planning process and engineering process, hopefully we're bridging that gap.
And if you recall down, if you can see the arrow down on this lot 6 is going to be considerably built up because they are gravity, all sewer is going to be gravity. So there's not going to be a force main like they thought that they were going to initially. So it will be gravity fed from this lot 6 all the way to lot 1, turn and come back down into this cul-de-sac. That's where the stormwater is. So again, that's getting into the civils, but just for your own.
Is there anything, Matt, and just kind of, I want to tease this thought out a little bit further, because I think it's a great question. From the zoning standpoint, and then, because I don't have it in front of me in terms of ordinances, but my guess is the expectation that we're seeing here, what's been proposed, it's adhering to all our ordinance related to floodplain management, and doesn't even apply here because they wouldn't be building in the floodplain, but any sort of zoning that would be required to move the stormwater between this particular property and the development next to it, and then, of course, any sort of future development on the property next to it as well. They're going to have to adhere to the ordinances. They're going to have to meet what the stormwater management is, regardless of what the elevations are.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, and the surveyors are not, this is just basically flat dirt on the surveyor.
Okay.
They're not looking at any infrastructure at this point, not on a plat.
I'll make a motion to approve the final plat for lots 1 through 6 and 7X of Block A of the Triple Crown Estates.
So we have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All right. Thank you, commissioners. Are there any comments?
So I've got just one. I know, or we've heard, that the developer's looking to acquire the rest of the property right along through there. And so with this significant elevation change on Lot 6, it's almost incumbent on whoever buys that property next, they're end up going to have to mirror that same elevation change at the back in order to keep away from implementing a force main or a lift station onto that property. So just a comment that it's probably going to be, with their engineering solution, they're probably going to require the next development to match that same grading line.
Yeah. In a perfect world, both of those originally, if they were purchased together,
Right.
they would have
They
gone,
would.
and they would have gone to Churchill Downs.
It's just a notation.
Yeah. So,
Unless there's any other comments, we'll make a call for a vote. So all in favor? All opposed? All right.
denying the plat?
No, passed.
Oh.
We got 4.
4-1. It
No.
passed.
I know, but you, okay. All right.
Abstain.
So abstaining or
Oh, yeah.
so all in
no.
favor, opposed? I thought we asked for
I
both.
didn't oppose.
There was an opposed. One opposed,
One
4 in
opposed.
favor, 4
Okay.
Matt.
More in favor.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you. All right, we'll move on to item number 2. Take appropriate action regarding the November 16th, 2023 Planning and Zoning meeting minutes. The minutes were included in the packet. Is there any questions or changes from anybody up here today? If not, do we have a motion to approve?
Oh, I move to approve the minutes.
All right, thank you, Commissioner Jablonski.
I'll second.
And we have a second from Commissioner Rowe.
I appreciate the inclusion of my email support for the alcohol sub, because that's the first permission of alcohol in a decade that I didn't get to vote on. So I wanted to make sure it was on record that you can do it. Let's go. So
I did mention,
thank you to Alicia.
yeah, I did mention that you should be ready
Appreciate you.
for that. So,
So we do. We appreciate the detail in the meeting minutes and
Yeah.
notes.
Ryland was
All in
here in the
favor?
spirit.
Yeah.
All in favor? Okay, thank you. On to item
Updates?
3. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I don't really have much except for, I've got quite a few questions on when Jimmy John's is going to open or whatever, and so,
Jersey Mike.
or I'm sorry, Jersey Mike's, and they have, we've got, I think, just all of the final inspections left. So most everything's been inspected, other than just final electrical, MEPs, mechanical, electrical, and finals. So that's all I've got. And I don't have anything in the horizon coming to P and Z at the moment. So we'll let you know.
In PD 30, any major tenants coming in there through some turnover of previous tenants? Have you heard anything about any spaces there?
Just Jersey Mike's and the sauna.
Okay,
So that's it. We've got a CO application for them.
all right.
Those are the only two.
Well, unless there's anything else,
I'll make a motion that we adjourn.
thank you, Commissioner Rowe.
Seconded.
Second, thank you as well, sir. You all have a great night. We'll call this meeting adjourned at 7:12 PM.